My beloved, my child of golden starlight, my divine spark breathing in this human form, I'm here. Archangel Michael is here, and I didn't come to you by accident. You might think this is just another moment, just another message, but in truth, heaven itself is holding its breath, watching to see what you'll do, because if you listen, if you stay, the miracle you've prayed for will begin moving in just 2 minutes. God says, "This one I've chosen, this one has been through fire and still glows, and that one is you." Michael says, "They tried to break you, but they failed, they tried to curse you, but grace covered you before their words even landed." You are not reading this because you're lucky, you are here because a divine appointment has arrived. This message is sacred, and if you close your eyes or skip it, you might miss what God has been planning behind the scenes for years. Wait, feel that heartbeat? That's heaven tapping at your soul's door. That's your future shaking in its skin, ready to bloom from the dirt they buried you in. But you must stay, don't move, don't scroll. The miracle needs your stillness. You are about to witness something few ever get to see, a secret heaven only reveals when your name echoes in the sky. And beloved, your name was just called. But before we go further, I need you to pause for a second, because if you're feeling something, if your heart is racing, if your soul feels like it's remembering something it forgot, that's not a coincidence, that's confirmation, that's activation, that's alignment. And now, a quick whisper from the heavens. Subscribe to Heaven's Whispers. This channel was born for you, not for everyone, but for those with ears that can hear beyond the noise. If your spirit feels this pull, subscribe now. Don't skip this, it's your spiritual lifeline, because the messages to come will only get more divine. Now breathe, because what's coming next is not easy to say, but it is necessary. There's something trying to block your miracle, yes, right now. It knows your time has come. It sees the light forming around you. It hears the angels whispering, "Prepare the way." And this dark force is terrified, because when your miracle arrives, everything it used to control will be shattered. My beloved, there are angels with swords standing over your name. There are seals breaking open in the spirit, releasing waves of restoration. But only for those who stay long enough to receive. You are not forgotten, you are not abandoned, you are not average. God says, "You are the reason I delayed other things. You are the reason heaven rearranged timelines. You are the reason I sent Michael down tonight." This isn't poetry. This is prophecy. This is real. And I know you've been waiting, praying, crying where no one could see, laughing when you were bleeding, but tonight it shifts. There is a scroll unrolling in heaven with your name glowing on it. And do you know what it says? It says it is time. The hidden miracle is moving, the secret favor is being released, the blessings with your fingerprint on them have just been dispatched. But this message, it's your agreement, it's your yes, it's your "I accept the shift," and you must say yes now, because in 2 minutes there will be a movement, a phone call, a message, a realization, a vision, a confirmation. Archangel Michael says they won't believe what's coming for you, but heaven will testify it was always meant for you. They said it was impossible, but they didn't know your name was carved into the palms of God. They said it was over, but they didn't know the Archangel had been circling your house since last night. They said it wouldn't happen, but they didn't know heaven had a 2-minute countdown, and this message is part of it. So now I ask you again, will you leave this and miss your hour of visitation, or will you stay and walk through the portal God opened just for you? Because if you do, you'll feel it, even now. Your body is tingling, your eyes are getting heavy, your heart is pulling. That's because something ancient is being awakened, something powerful is being activated. And I can't say this enough, don't tell anyone, this is only for you. This is your private prophecy. This is your miracle appointment. This is the divine transaction you've been waiting for. The heavens are loud tonight, but they're only whispering to one person, you, so don't skip. Don't look away, keep reading, because by the end of this message, you will never be the same again. My Divine One, you weren't supposed to find this by accident. You were led by the whispers that wouldn't let you sleep last night, led by the ache you couldn't explain today, led by the stirring in your spirit that keeps telling you something's coming, and it is. But let me tell you something you need to hear before heaven pulls the final curtain. There are miracles that only come when you're ready to receive them, and right now, your spirit is more ready than you realize. The delay wasn't denial, the silence wasn't abandonment, it was divine incubation, it was God hiding your blessing where no one could curse it, even you. Archangel Michael says, I have been circling your name in light for days. Each time you almost gave up, I stood beside you. Each night they whispered lies into your mind. I covered your pillow with heavenly hands. You have no idea what was being kept from you just to protect you, but now is different. Now the gate is open, now the scroll has unrolled, now the page has turned, and if you miss this moment, you'll feel it not as punishment, but as a silence too loud to ignore, a silence that says, you were right there, but you didn't say yes. My child, you've survived seasons that broke others, you've carried pain with dignity, you've held on to hope with bleeding hands, and heaven has seen all of it, not a tear lost, not a breath wasted, not a single night where you cried yourself to sleep went unseen. That's why this moment matters so much, because God is not sending comfort anymore, He's sending completion. The thing you prayed for isn't just being prepared, it's being dispatched, and when it arrives, it won't knock twice. You must answer now. You must respond in your spirit with fire, even if no one understands, even if it scares you, even if you feel unworthy. God has already declared you are worthy because I chose you. Archangel Michael says, there was a courtroom in heaven and your name was on the table. The enemy stood with accusations, but God stood up and shouted, silence, that one is mine, and in that moment, the case closed, my beloved. You've been waiting on confirmation, here it is. You've been waiting for clarity, this is it. You've been asking, when will it be my time? Now, not tomorrow, not next year, now. And I don't say that lightly. This is not poetic inspiration. This is a heavenly interruption. This is the reason your stomach flipped when you saw this. The reason your heart raced halfway through, because your soul remembers that this was already written. You're not walking into something new, you're walking into something ancient, a destiny carved in the walls of eternity before your first breath. But here's what I must tell you now. There's a test coming before the blessing, before the miracle appears physically. There will be a test of silence, a test of trust, and God wants to see, will you still believe when nothing looks different? Will you still praise when the pain hasn't left yet? Will you still open your heart when everything tells you to shut down? Because if you pass it, the floodgates open, and not just with one miracle, but wave after wave of what was held up, delayed, fought against, and hidden. It will all pour into your life like a dam breaking. But first, trust. You must trust the unseen more than the seen. You must trust what God whispered more than what life screamed, because the angels are preparing to release something that won't just bless you, it'll embarrass every voice that ever doubted you. My child, listen to me. They tried to bind you with fear, they used love to manipulate you, they weaponized silence to control you, and they smiled while you struggled, but heaven didn't forget, and heaven never loses, and now the revenge of God is favor, the revenge of God is miracles, the revenge of God is promotion with no explanation. Your story will make no sense to people, it will offend the ones who counted you out. It will silence the ones who mocked you because no one can stop a move of God wrapped in a child He loves, and that child is you. Archangel Michael is still standing here. He says your name over and over again, watching to see if you'll rise into this moment or walk away again thinking it's too good to be true. But what if just once it really is that good? What if the miracle really is ready? What if this message is the door you've begged to find for years? What if God is not just able but willing? And what if His eyes are already on your house, your bank account, your body, your family? What if this is the shift you've been asking for and all you have to do is say, "Yes, I believe, I will not skip, I will not hide, I will open the door"? Because God is no longer asking, He's inviting. He's saying, "I dare you to believe in something this beautiful again. I dare you to think miracles still exist. I dare you to remember who you are before the world told you to shrink." And child, if you do, if you step into this moment with trembling, but with faith, the world will watch your life become what they once thought was only a dream. Now breathe, beloved, because this next part, this next sacred part is where everything begins to shift in the spirit realm. As you read these words, there are angels literally moving through your timeline, through your bloodline, through every closed door and every broken window of your life, sweeping away the dust, the delay, the lies, the curses, the fear, and making room for what's about to pour in. This is not a small shift, this is not a subtle change, this is what heaven calls a divine interruption, a holy disruption, because God is tired of watching you shrink to survive when you were created to rise and rule. You, child of God, have no idea how many enemies just lost power over your life because you chose to open this message and stay. Yes, just by staying, just by reading, just by saying in your heart, "I believe this is for me," you opened a portal, you triggered heaven's countdown, you ignited a holy flame under every promise that was sleeping, and now those promises are waking up, furious with light, trembling with glory, and running toward you like a storm of blessings that can no longer be delayed. Can you feel it? The shaking, the unraveling, that is the sound of chains falling off that you didn't even know were still there. That is the sound of old prayers that went quiet being pulled back into God's hands and kissed with fire. That is the sound of you, the real you, stepping out of hiding, out of hurt, out of hesitation, and into the radiant power of who you were always born to be. And beloved, I must say this clearly before you go one breath further. Don't tell anyone about this moment. Don't explain it. Don't share it with people who doubt everything sacred. This message is not public. This miracle is not for the crowd. This is between you and God. Archangel Michael says, if you speak too soon, the wrong ears will try to confuse what God just confirmed in your spirit. So guard this moment like treasure. Guard it like the most expensive gem of your lifetime, because heaven didn't open this for anyone else. It opened it for you. And it will stay open just long enough for you to step through with faith. Just long enough for you to whisper, "I accept this breakthrough." Just long enough for the right door to unlock. For the right heart to call your name, for the right financial miracle to come like a flood, for the right healing to invade your body, for the right oil to pour over your head, the kind of oil that marks you as untouchable, unstoppable, and undeniably chosen. Now, leaning closer, because what I'm about to say next is heavier than gold. There is someone right now asking about you, someone who shouldn't know your name, who shouldn't even have you in their thoughts, but God placed you in their spirit, and this person, they are being used by heaven to carry the answer to a prayer you forgot you even prayed. They are being stirred, they are being haunted in their sleep to bless you. They are being pushed into position to show up in your life with something in their hands that belongs to your destiny. But listen to this closely, they are waiting for a signal, and this moment, this message is the trigger. When you receive this fully, when your spirit fully says yes, something releases from the heavens into their heart, something opens, something moves, something that cannot be stopped by distance, by doubt, or by demonic delay. You see, everything is connected. The miracle isn't separate from you. It's looking for you. The favor isn't floating. It's tracing your energy, your words, your faith. That's why Archangel Michael begged God for permission to speak to you like this. That's why this message had to break through every distraction to find you, because there is a war in the spirit realm over this moment, over whether you'll receive this and walk through or shrink back and miss it. That's why you've been so tired. That's why you've been so anxious. That's why strange things have been happening around you, phones glitching, people acting strange, dreams getting intense because the veil is thin and your miracle is close. But child of light, let me say this with fire, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and no demon in hell can stop what God has already begun. If you continue reading, if you keep your spirit open, if you stay surrendered and expectant, the miracle will not just show up, it will multiply. What was once one open door will become a hallway of heaven. What was once a single blessing will become a legacy. God is not trying to impress you. He is trying to mark you. He is not just trying to comfort you. He is establishing a throne in your story. You will not just be helped. You will be crowned. You will not just survive. You will testify. And nations will be shaken by your story. And yes, I know you've been quiet for too long. You've hidden your tears. You've learned to smile when your heart was breaking. You've listened to others talk about their blessings while wondering when your turn would come, and heaven saw it all.